Hey guys, Jose Madrano here from NYCFC Digital Team again. Episode 2 of our NYCFC in Conversation podcast. We're officially now on TuneIn too, so if you're listening on YouTube and you'd rather listen to us there, go search us. Today we've got Anton Tinnerholm on the show. Anton, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine. Glad to be here. Thank you. How are you?
Good, good. Just before we jump into it, for those watching, I want to give a little bit of context of where we are here. We're in a Bedouin tent right outside the Emirates Palace Hotel, gorgeous hotel that we're staying at. It's a little bit of the UAE culture, getting a little taste of that, so we're thankful to them for letting us use the space. So how are the first few days in Abu Dhabi so far?
Oh, it's great to be back. It's been a long vacation, a little bit too long for my taste. Never experienced any longer vacation than this. So I really wanted the preseason to start. So it's great to be back, and especially back on the field and train some football or soccer again. I really missed that part. So finally it has begun.
I know it's still early days out there, but how are the new guys looking? How's it all coming together on the pitch so far?
Oh, so far so good. We haven't trained that much as you said, but it looks good. And of course, you can't expect everyone to be 100% yet. But it's a process, and then now we have started, and the team feels solid, and we're having a good time on the pitch and even off the pitch.
So last year was your first full season in New York. You won Defensive Player of the Year for the team. How do you sum up that experience? How was that first year for you here?
It was great. My first year as a professional playing abroad, so was a little bit nervous in the start. I didn't really know what to expect. To be honest, I hadn't seen a single game from the MLS, so I didn't know that much about the league or the team. But when I signed the papers, I got a good feeling talking to the staff, especially, and the first year has been great for me, and everyone has been taking care of me from the very start. So I'm feeling grateful to be here, and now when I'm having my second year, I can be a little more like, not like a dad, but taking care of the new players. So it's been great from the very start. So I'm grateful to have done this. But now a new season starts, and now I really want to achieve even more than the first season.
And you started last year in such a fantastic fashion with your goals against San Jose and LA. Earned you the nickname Tinnerboom. Do you like that nickname? How do you like it?
I do, especially when I'm talking to my friends and Alex Ring. I always talk to them in the boom, so it's no, it's good, and I think after that kind of goals, why not? Actually, back in Sweden, I was more famous for scoring only ugly goals, so I started a new career back here.
And you also had that run against Columbus that I heard some people calling you Messi after that. Have you always had that ability to score goals?
Nah, I don't know. It's the last couple of years. The last year in Malmö, I also scored a couple of goals, and I think I have trained a lot of my attacking qualities in training the last couple of years. In my start of my professional career, I started to train mostly defense, because from the start I was playing center midfield. So for me, it was from the start it was pretty new to play like a fullback. So the most important for a fullback is obviously to defend the goal. And now the recent couple of years I trained more in the attacking, and even my position in the field has been a little bit higher up, so I've come to more opportunities to score some goals and be more creative today.
You also got married this offseason. Congratulations.
Thank you.
But I've been dying to ask you this question because I know, just for some context, you're your girlfriend's been asking you for a dog.
My wife.
Your wife now for the past about 8 years more, right? Did you get that dog? Have you gotten that dog?
Nah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I haven't got it, and probably that it will not be any dog. I'm sorry. And I have to just explain. I'm not wearing a ring for the moment, but we just train, and I'm not training with a ring. So if my wife is watching that, that's why. But
We
no.
can confirm that.
And I probably it's not gonna be any dog. Now we're married, so she's happy now, and I'm happy. Actually, we didn't have the time to have a honeymoon after the marriage, unfortunately. But then she said to me that I can spend my honeymoon with Alex Ring instead. So we're spending it together instead.
I think maybe if you bring a dog home, could make up for it.
That's not gonna happen. I can tell you that. I'm sorry.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks.
Tell me a little bit about living in New York this past year. Is it really different than Sweden and where you grew up?
Yeah, yeah. You can't compare New York to living in Sweden, especially where I grew up. It was a town or a village with 500 people, so it was pretty small. And now you're living in New York, and it's people everywhere. So you really can't compare these places. So, but I love it in New York. The tempo is great, and the thing I like the most is the mix of people. It's people from every country in the world, every little place in the world, and they get together in a great way. So I love the city. Even my wife love the city, and that's important for me. And we explore the city a lot, especially in the evenings, to just walk around in Manhattan and outside Manhattan as well. And for us, it has been a great year.
And I know you said when you got started playing, your father was your first coach. Can you tell us a little bit about those early memories with the ball at your feet in Sweden? What was it like growing up in soccer in Sweden?
Soccer is obviously number one in Sweden, and maybe hockey is number two. There is no number three, no number four, no number five. So soccer is like by far the biggest sport in Sweden. So for me, soccer was my only choice. So as you said, I had my father as a coach from the very start, and he has done a lot for me during my career. And even nowadays, I call him after every game and talk to him and what I can improve and what I've done good. So from the very start, I really wanted him to play with the best team I remember, but he always mixed it up, so it was like two average teams. So I was a little bit mad of him when I was younger, but no, it ended up quite well.
What was it like for him and you when you all that hard work probably, I'm sure, paid off when you became that professional? What were those moments like?
No, it was great, especially when we qualified for the Champions League and I won the championship in Malmö. That was something special. Obviously for me, but even for him and my mother and my whole family. So of course it's been a long road, but it's been good, and I think or I hope he's proud now. But my journey here, I hope it's only has begun.
What are some of the things you miss most about Sweden?
It's my family and friends. The trip to New York, it's 8 hours flight, so it's not that bad. But they're not coming, or my parents has already been in New York 3 times actually. But a lot of friends hasn't come. So obviously I'm missing my family and friends the most. So it was great to have the off season back in Sweden to catch up with them.
So I've heard of this term "huga." which is like a cozy. It's like a Danish term, right? It's like a cozy lifestyle kind of thing. But I came across a Swedish philosophy called lagom. I wanted to ask you if am I pronouncing it right. What,
Yeah,
can you tell
lagom.
us what that is? What is that?
Lagom. It's like it's a Swedish expression for average, or I don't know how to explain it, but you can't be too much and you can't be too less, if you know what I mean. You have to be in between all the times. It doesn't matter if you're talking sport or whatever. You have to be in between. You can't be too much. That's not a typical Swede. A Swede is always in between.
Like a very centered person.
yeah, they don't want to take any part. They don't want to go right. They don't want to go left. They go straight instead.
Does that describe you? Do you bring that?
Maybe I was when I was younger, but when I came to Malmö, it a little bit changed me, because then I felt like we are the best team in the league, and we can say that we are the best team in the league. So I got a little bit more confident when I arrived there. Uh, I'm not I'm not like that anymore. But maybe in the start of my life.
How does it translate though? Is it like don't work too hard, don't work too little, don't eat too much, don't work too little, or is it everyday thing?
Yeah, it's more like you can joking about the Swedish people, because they always want to be in between, and it's not about you working too hard or not. It's more about if you are like a random people in Sweden. If you do something, if you yes, as you said, if you work out, you can't work.
If you're very different.
Yeah, that's not or not good. But as a Swede, you have to always do it lagom. You have to do it not too much, but you have to do it but not too much. It's a little bit hard to explain,
yeah.
but that's a typical Swede if you are lagom.
Thanks for that explanation. Learned something new. If we go back to last preseason, when the new guys had to sing a song in the meal room, you immediately, without hesitation, went "Summer of '69," which I thought was pretty surprising. Can you tell us about your music taste and where that comes from?
My music taste isn't the best, but if there is one song who is like significant with me, it's "Summer of '69" with Bryan Adams. I even had at my best man's speech at the wedding. They mentioned it, and the speech was in the end of it. I had to sing or I didn't had to, but I did. I sang the song in front of every guest or all the guests in at the dinner. And even the bachelor party, we went to a karaoke bar, and of course they were playing it. I sang that song there. I don't know really how it started. I think I was at some friend, and I really want to learn English song, and that song came up. So it's not a good story, but from now on, it's like significant with me.
Maybe our fans should get a chant going for you to that song.
Yeah, they had to work on it, but yeah, why not? Why not?
Do you listen to what kind of music besides that? Is that the only song on your playlist?
Yeah, that's the only thing I listen. Nothing else. Nah, I'm not listening that much to music actually. I'm more listening to podcasts.
Cool. So I spoke to Ben Sweat recently on this podcast, and he said you and Alex Ring are the best bromance on the team. Is that true? And can you describe that relationship you guys have?
Yeah. I can agree
You'll
on.
take the title.
I can agree on that one. Yeah. No, we didn't have any relationship, or what do you call it, before
Friendship,
I
yeah.
friendship relationship. Sounds good. Before I arrived here, but I know that I remember that Alex wrote to me after I signed and welcomed me to the club, and it's a little bit easier when he talks Swedish, of course. So we have a great relationship, friendship.
It's the same thing.
And even our wives, it's great friends. So makes it a lot easier. And my wife has been like taking care of their kids sometimes as well.
Nice.
She's playing around with them a lot. Alex's wife is always saying that she's taking care of 3 children when my wife is there.
So Alex, to us, he's a little quiet, like a man of few words. You know him really well. Can you tell us what he's really like?
It's not like that actually. I think it is more like with media, and you're not media,
Yeah.
maybe, but especially to journalists, he doesn't want to do so much interview. When he's at the room and with me and then the crew, he's one of the guys who's talking the most actually. So maybe he has 2 personalities.
So I heard from an anonymous source
It doesn't sound well.
that you are one of maybe the word's too harsh, but a little bit of a hothead on the team, and you're quick to get wound up. Is that true? Do they get you angry out there on the pitch?
It happens. It happens, especially at the games, or if we're having a competition on the training. I really want to win. So it's more like maybe I act in a different way than you Americans. So maybe it's more like I have another style of acting when we're playing some competition. But for me, it's all about winning. And I was telling, especially when Maxim and Alexander Ring is in the same team, you have to check them because they cheat a lot. So you have to be alert on that, especially these 2.
So no lagom then.
No.
That's out the window.
No. Not when it's a competition. Then you can't be average because then you're never gonna win.
Good advice. What do you like to do on your downtime? What are some of your hobbies off the pitch?
I like playing golf. Haven't played that much in New York, but when I lived in Sweden, I played a lot with the teammates. Now in the off season, I played a lot of paddle. Do you know what paddle is?
Yeah.
It's a mix between squash and tennis. So played it a lot. A little bit too much, if you ask my wife. We were just planning the wedding, but I had to play paddle all the time. But it's so fun. So I like to play other sports. Obviously, when I was younger, I even played floorball. It's another sport in Sweden. So I like to train, and it's easier to train when you're having a ball.
So you love competition. That's what you love.
Yeah, that's the best.
Yeah.
I don't like to go into a gym. If you give me a ball and a racket or whatsoever, I can run forever.
You need a competitor.
Yeah, I would need to win. That's it. And if I lose, that's not gonna be a good day.
It's not gonna sit well.
No. Ask my wife.
So looking ahead, speaking of competition, looking ahead to this upcoming season, what is success going to look like for our team, 2019 season?
No, we want to win. That's the only thing that matters for us. But from the very start, we have to we have to start somewhere. So in the very start, we have to do well in the preseason. We all remember last preseason when we almost lost every game, but then the league started and we started with 3 or 4 consecutive wins. But still, we need to do it well, and I think we have to improve our away game to succeed more in the league.
I want to end this with something a little fun. I did it with Ben when we had him on the show. A few superlatives. So I'm gonna give you categories, and you tell me who you think that fits on the team.
In the team, yeah.
Yeah. First one, class clown.
Maxime Chanot.
Why?
No, he's a clown. You can't trust this guy, especially. Or he's a great guy, but he's always talking so much. especially in dinner. If you hear something like "I heard that he said," and what's gonna come next, never believe what he's saying that because he only wants you to get angry at someone else. But he's such a funny guy and a great guy to have in the team.
Next one is teacher's pet.
Sean Johnson.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Why?
No, he's taking care of everyone in a good way.
Most talkative on the team.
Talkative.
Just always speaking.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Can I say same name twice?
Yeah.
That's Maxime Chanot. Because yeah, he's always talking. He's as I said, he's a funny guy.
Who's the quietest?
I think that's Eben on 40.
Mm.
I really like him, but sometimes you have to like drag out the words from him. He's a little bit shy sometimes, but he's shown it on the field that he's a really good player.
Best style?
Do you have the worst style? No?
Yeah, that's coming up
okay,
too.
Okay. Best style. I can't say Alex Ring because then he's gonna lose his head. But I'm saying some of the Spanish boys or Spanish talking boys. I said Maxi on them.
Worst?
That's Maxime Chanot. again. No, he doesn't have that bad style maybe, but Maxime or Jonathan Lewis.
Who, you have the crown officially, but who would you give second place to for best bromance on the team?
I don't know really. I think Ben and Seb are pretty tight.
Yeah.
I think they're a good couple.
Friendship.
Yeah, friendship or I don't know. Oh, I'm kidding.
Life of the party.
Life of the party. What does it mean?
When that person comes, he just brings the maybe kind of the talk of the town or the entertainment.
Okay, wow, I can't say Maxime one more time.
Or you can.
Can I? Just thinking about someone else. I think Seb is quite good there.
Yeah?
Yeah. Or he has the best style. I changed my answer there.
Okay.
Yeah. He's a great guy. So yeah, I say Seb there.
Last one. Hopefully we didn't get anyone in trouble, but who's the messiest?
Messiest. If you ask Alex, it's maybe me because it's clothes and water bottles everywhere in the rooms. I don't know about the other guys, but Jonathan for sure. I don't know, but he has to be messy.
Well, great, Anton. Thank you for your time. It's been a pleasure.
Appreciate it. No problem.